Oh, sorry, the music kind of stopped. Oh. We're rolling, so we live, baby.
Hello, my name's Shay, and chances are if you stumbled upon this video, you're just like me and you're trying to get a bigger booty. But let's be honest, we needed a bigger booty like yesterday, and ain't nobody got time for that. And I know what you're saying. Shay, get to the booty workouts. And I hear you, but when we rush like that, that's how we get injured. And with that attitude, you ain't going nowhere, girl. A booty takes patience. So take a seat, get comfortable, and we're going to start off with some stretches. But here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to speed it up so we can get to the sweating even faster. So right now we're doing static stretching, which means a stretch that is held in a challenging but comfortable position for a period of time. This is usually somewhere between 10 to 30 seconds or however long you're comfortable.
Yeah. Don't worry. I already got the booty. I got the booty enough times.
We want to make sure those hamstrings are nice and stretched out, because girl, what you about to put them through, they're not gonna like you.
Oh, look at that tricep. Okay, all right.
Remember what Shakira said? It's a lie. I think Beyonce or Shakira?
We need bloopers, yo.
See, that wasn't even that bad. All you gotta do is watch me laugh and giggle a couple times, couple of jokes. We're good. Time to work out. Ready? We're gonna start off with some resistance band circuits. See, aren't you glad you stretched? You're welcome. So these are called sitting hip pulses. You're gonna sit forward, lean forward slightly, and flex your abductors. So your feet should be in place and you should be pushing your knees outwards. The more you do, the more tension you're going to feel in your outer glutes. So you want to keep that tension and keep pushing outwards. You're going to place your hands on your outer glutes to establish that mind to muscle connection, and this is going to help you focus on what muscle you're actually targeting. So I find if you have a lot of trouble not feeling in your glutes, just touching it, honestly, you're going to feel it. If you're having trouble feeling it when you're flexing both legs at one time, you should try it one at a time. I definitely feel it a lot more when I hold on to one knee and I just flex the one leg, and that's just because I guess I can focus on it a lot better. So if you think about it, you're sitting on your butt all day, and then you go to the gym and then you try to do a couple squats, your booty's not even awake yet. It's sleeping. It's nap time. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta wake it up. So you gotta be like, hello. Are you up in there? And then you're going to start working out. So when you isolate, this is perfect if you have weak or uneven glutes where one's stronger than the other. Without a break, we're now going to transition into a deep squat. So I don't usually squat because I have a bad knee, but I like to do a deep squat just to warm up my muscles with the resistance band. The proper squat format would be to have your feet shoulders width apart. When you go down into a deep squat, you're going to make sure that your knees never pass your toes. If you ever feel any pain, that means that your form is not correct and you need to readjust. Pain is telling you that you're overworking a certain muscle, so make sure you're not doing that. These are large step crab walks. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. Oh, girl, look at that booty. So you're going to squat down and you're going to hold this, and you're going to be stepping out to the side. So all the work should be done with your leading leg, and you're just going to keep stepping out, stepping out, stepping out. Honestly, just try this when you're doing this exercise. Just put your hand and just touch your glutes. You know, I know it sounds conceited. Just touch it. And you're going to feel how tense it is. And that means it's working. So these are the shuffles. You're just going to squat down in position and you're going to shuffle from side to side. So you should feel the burn with these very quickly. Girl, if I tell you this burn, it is going to burn. Let me tell you. Okay? You don't believe me? Try it. If it's really, really burning, you can just stand up a little and then do the shuffle in place. It's practically working out the same muscles, just if you squat down, it's a bit harder. I actually don't usually take breaks like this. Shay's just being lazy because she decided it was a good idea to do a leg day a couple of days before recording. Silly Shay. And if you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's just BCAAs, and I will put a link down below of what brand I use, and this is the watermelon flavor. It is delicious. It tastes just like candy. We're going to move right into standing kickbacks. You're going to put the resistance band right around your ankles, and you're going to find something to hold on to so that your back is straight with the proper posture, and you're going to be kicking back. It's very simple, but very effective. You're going to feel this right under that booty, right there, right there. That under booty, that's what you want to make it nice and perky.
How are you feeling?
Sore. I did leg day the other day.
Uh-huh.
Way too intense. Wow, I'm impressed. You made it this far. Congratulations. Okay, so we're going to get right into the workout. So, we're going to do a glute cycle. Now, I'm a very fast-paced person and I love to keep my heart rate up. So, in between my workouts, I don't feel like taking breaks. I want to sweat. I want to put in work. So, I try and pair up my exercises that target different muscles so that I let the muscle that I feel the burn in just rest for a second. It can sleep just for a second. So this helps keep my glutes under tension. You don't have to do what I do, but that's just what I prefer. So you can do these exercises at your own pace. If you want to take longer rest in between, that's fine. Do you, girl? We just want to make sure that you don't get injured. Now, for these exercises, you're going to need a cushion or a mat. Most gyms have this, or you can, put just something to cushion your back to make sure that it's protected. So this is what I would like to call the frog press. So this is essentially the same movements as a leg press that you might recognize and have that machine in the gym. You can do that, but this is just using gravity, just making it a little bit harder. So you're going to lay down on your back and you're going to have your legs shoulder width apart and you're going to just push upwards. So you want to make sure that your knees don't lock, otherwise that can injure yourself. And your knees should be about 90-degree angle. And you're going to feel this exercise the most when you're pushing upwards. So when you're pushing up, you're going to squeeze your glutes, and that's when the work's going to be done. So put in that work, girl. So you remember how there was a bunch of videos on YouTube about how squats don't build a booty and then they build your quads? Well, it's true. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to squat without standing. I know, crazy, right? So we're going to directly work our booty instead of our quads by kneeling. So these are sometimes hard for me depending on how my knee feels. But what you're going to do is you're going to want to position yourself under the bar. You're going to kneel and get comfortable so your knees are about shoulders width apart. The bar should rest on the middle of your back and not on your neck. So you're going to sit up and you're going to be squeezing your glutes at the top. So the squeeze is very important. If you're not squeezing, you're not actually doing the work. So you might as well just be sitting down. But your butt should look like a bowl of oatmeal, girl. If you're uncomfortable with people looking at you, and I see some girls at the gym putting a sweater on their waist, you can do that. Honestly, I'm not ashamed of it because I know I'm putting in work, so I don't really care. This exercise is really good for anyone who has knee pain and who can't squat standing up. It helps you feel the burn in your glutes rather than in your quads. This is exactly the same movements that are used when you're doing a standing squat. It's just a lot easier. Okay, that's it for the glute cycle. You made it this far. So now time for the superset. So what I do is I finish those glute cycle exercises and then I immediately go into these little circuits. These are called standing good mornings. It's the same movements that you do if you did a straight leg Romanian deadlift or anything just hinging at the hips. You're going to be standing with your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to balance the weight on the middle of your back, and with a slight bend in your knee, you're going to lean forward, hinging at the hips. You should feel it when you're coming back up. When lowering the weight, you're going to let the weight fall with you slowly. The work is going to be done when you're moving back upwards. So you're going to feel it in your glutes. So every time you raise back up, you're going to be squeezing. You can also do this exercise with the preloaded weights. I just find it's a little hard to balance it on your shoulders when you're using really heavy weights. I like the Smith machine because it's angled and it's balanced. It's easy to put heavier weights on it and I don't feel like I'm falling every step of the way. All right. Are you starting to take me seriously now? I told you it's going to be hard. So these are glute bridges. You're going to lay flat on your back and your knees are going to be bent 90 degrees. So if you're wondering why he's holding the bench, it's just because it's slipping. You don't actually need somebody to hold the bench for you. So I like to warm up without the weight just to get used to the motion, and this activates my glutes and this develops the mind to muscle connection. You can also lift your toes slightly to feel it more in your glutes, but your feet should be planted firmly on the bench. You can do these holding a weight, but trust me, girl, it burned without. If you're going to use a weight for this, you're going to place the weight on your hips and you're going to thrust your hips up into the air. You're going to hold it at the top and you're going to squeeze your glutes. So this is very important. You want to make sure that your neck is tucked in and your spine is neutral so that you don't injure yourself. To help you with this, you're going to pick a spot directly in front of you and you're going to stare at it. You could also do this lying directly flat on the floor and your legs would be bent at 90 degrees. The weight would be on your hip and you would thrust up, squeeze, same movements.
Keep going. Just one more for the camera. Alright, bless. That's a good smile, you know. You're kind of far away, but yeah, you can see what I would like to call the muscle flexion of your gluteus maximus. All right, guys, you're tuning into National Geographic's,
For box squats, you're going to rest the weight directly on the middle of your back and you're simply just going to sit down and get back up. You can make this a little bit harder by adding a resistance band.
Anyways, like I was saying previously, tuning into a new episode of National Geographic, we have here the lovely shayy.butter squatting in her own habitat. Currently, she's lifting a 35-pound, and the booty, as the modern male would say is quite scrumptious. And I'm going to back away because clearly I'm not a pervert. And yes, Shay, would you like to say anything to the camera? As you can see, she's so focused, she doesn't even see or notice that I'm here. This is quite phenomenal, quite amazing. Gabriel seems to be distracted. oh, okay. Yo, this could be your intro view of the video.
Oh yes, you made it to the cable machine cycle. How you feeling? You good? We're almost done. I bought this ankle attachment at Fitness Depot. If you don't have one of these, you can use a regular attachment, anything that has a handle. This is one of the best, and when I say best girl, let me tell you. It's one of the best exercises for building the under booty because it directly targets it. But it's very important to work on your form because you want to get these right. So let me teach you. Listen up. So the proper form is to lean forward. You're going to hold onto something so that your back is straight. Keeping your back straight is very important because you want to keep the pressure off your lower back. You should not be feeling any, zero, zilch pain in your lower back. If you're feeling pain, then you need to lower the weights and work on your form. If you were to be standing up straight, that would be the incorrect way of performing this exercise. Your legs wouldn't have as much motion to kick back, so you'd have a shorter range of motion. This is bad. So to have a proper range of motion, your leg needs to be swinging in an arc. Once you swing up, you can squeeze your glutes to the top if you're trying to be extra, like I was. When you bring your leg back down, you want to resist the pull of the cable until you reach the starting position. Another way of doing these is to bend your leg into a donkey kick and kick back, ending with your leg straight out. So play around with the two variations, but this girl, this is the plug. The abductor is a very weak muscle, so you don't need very high weights for this, but you're going to shift your body so that you're parallel to the machine. With the leg that you want to target, you're going to kick to the side. You're going to keep the muscle under tension when you're returning back to the start position. I try to cross my legs to get a greater range of motion. So you remember back then when I told you that the kickbacks are one of the best booty workouts you could do? Okay, I lied. These are one of the best workouts you can do. You can trust me on that one. These are standing cable pull-throughs. You're going to use the attachment that has the two little handles on it, or whichever one you feel comfortable with. You're going to set your weights. You don't need to go too heavy. You're going to set the cable a little higher up than the ground, and you're going to place the attachment in between your legs. You're going to be facing away from the machine. You want to keep a slight bend in your knees, and you're going to be hinging at the hips. You're going to tug the cable up and squeeze your glutes at the top. This is going to target directly the under booty. If you're not squeezing, you're not really getting the full effect of this exercise. I watched a couple of videos on YouTube and people were doing this very fast, and I feel you feel the effect more when you do this slow and under tension. So take your time, feel your hamstrings stretching. You're going to hinge at the hips, pull up, squeeze your glutes really tight, and you're going to let the weight pull you back down. You're going to definitely feel this in your hamstrings, and it's going to be a nice stretch for you. With the closed stance deadlifts or Romanian straight leg deadlifts, you can use whichever attachment you want, but I prefer to use the one with the two handles. It's just easier for me. You can do heavy weights. Trust me, you can really do heavy with this. You're going to lean back slightly and keep a slight bend in your knee. You're going to hinge at the hips and you're going to let the weight pull you forward. The work is going to be done when you're pulling upwards. You're going to feel the burn when you're pulling the weight back up. You'd be surprised about how heavy you go, so experiment with this. If you remember from before, this is a similar motion to doing a standing good morning on the Smith machine. So this is an easier way to do it if you don't like that movement. Whoa, Okay, I see you. You made it to the cool down. You're done. Now we're gonna do a little resistance band work. You're gonna need a mat. Let's get it. For these resistance band workout, you're gonna put the band just above your knee. This is a straight leg kick, similar to the donkey kick. You're going to kick your leg out. When you kick your leg out, it's gonna stay straight. And you can add a pulse and squeeze your glute to the top to make it a little bit harder. We're gonna do fire hydrants. I love this exercise because it kind of looks like a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. It's quite amusing. I know it looks kind of embarrassing, but trust me, you gon' feel it. While on all fours, you're going to keep your knees bent and you're going to raise your right leg out to the side slowly and you're going to lower it back down. We're going to move into hip abductions. You're going to put the resistance band just above your knee. I try to do these until failure because you're going to feel it burn very quickly. Lay on your side, bend one knee, the resistance band is right above your knee, and you're going to keep one leg straight. So the one that you're going to be working on is the leg that's straight, and you're going to just open and close your legs slowly. Slow, controlled movements, and you're going to be feeling that burn. What? Look at that. You made it. You finished the entire workout and you didn't cry once. At least I hope you didn't cry. If you like this video and you're into fitness, workout, nutrition, motivation, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment. I'd like to talk to you. My name's Shay. Thanks for watching.